What is good? It's your boy Sam back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're gonna be ranking every single, well, not every single galaxy, so basically every single galaxy Opal in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM from S or GOAT tier all the way down through F tier. So we're gonna have about 20 cards per tier. And again, we're going to try to get through this relatively quickly. So, in some of my tier lists, I'll talk in depth about a card or slander a card in depth, as you guys have seen with some of these cards. But with this, got to get through it relatively fast in general. Now, before we dive any further, man, make sure if you guys do love my team and love my team content, even through everything we've been through this year, man, smash that subscribe button. We're on the road towards 120,000 subscribers. AR-15 up first, and I think AR, he's 6'5" with the new card. I mean, if you can get his release down, gonna be solid. I think I gotta go B tier with Austin Reeves. He's a card I haven't really used much of, again, just because these playoff cards are so overpriced, but I don't have a problem with Austin Reeves at all. Brook Lopez up next. Am I crazy? Like, I still haven't gotten to use Brook Lopez. And maybe that's my fault. I'm gonna go check his price real quick at the time I'm recording this. But Brook Lopez, does he have... I got Ricky Davis twice. I got Rudy Fernandez twice. So again, I got a lot of duplicates here. Do I put him in S tier or is he A tier? That's my big question today, because I like Brook Lopez. I think with the new release at 7-1, the card is absolutely outstanding. And right now, at the time I'm looking at this, you can buy him. I think he's GOAT tier, man. You look up and down Brook Lopez after the Evo. I mean, the card's outstanding. He's got good speed, 7-1, a good release. I'm putting him in GOAT tier. Cam Johnson up next, another playoffs card that did get an Evo that I like. Great, I don't want to say 3D, better offensively than defensively, but just a great option at that small forward position in general. Garland is just small. As much as y'all might, like Darius Garland, this and that, he's just small. And again, I'm not trying to hate on Darius Garland. If he's one of your favorite cards in the game, that's fine. He's just small, and you got to know and realize that, right? There's going to be a limit to how good he can be for you and your specific squad in my team. And that, again, that's not me hating on the card. That's just me being realistic with you guys that, you know what? Sometimes there's just going to be cards that I don't want to say like he's outdated, but cards that just don't really live up to what they maybe could, and it's just because he's so small. And Davion Mitchell is that same type of thing. Throw Jalen Brunson right in there. I mean, throw Malik Monk right in there. For their respective positions, they're just so small, and it's really that simple, right? It is that simple. For what they are all just small in my team, and it hurts their value, right? If you want to run a 6'3" shooting guard in Malik Monk, that's going to be tough to do. Is it impossible if you're a big Malik Monk fan? No, you can run him and have some success with him. I'm just saying that the ceiling for that is not very high because he's small, and you're just going to struggle with that a little bit. Derek White, I guess I'll throw at C tier. I don't love Derek White. Respect him enough to put him higher. Galaxy Opal Jamal Murray, I mean, if you don't have the Dark Matter version, is it that big of a deal? I don't know. I mean, he gets the Jamal Murray base on very quick. Maybe C tier, but again, I just don't love Jamal Murray in my team. Kevin Love, I guess I'll throw at C tier. I've never been a fan of Kevin Love really this year in my team. You can use him, I guess, if you're a big Kevin Love fan, but I just think there are better options in my team. Pat Connaughton, he's a card I like. I like Pat Connaughton's release. I think you can beat Chick with it. He's 6'5", which means he can standing dunk. Sure, he's a little undersized at that too, but he's still going to be better than 6'3" Malik Monk, stuff like that. Rui Hachimura, is he B tier too? I feel like wherever Cam Johnson is, Rui Hachimura has to be. Like, both those cards are really good, respectively, for what you for what you need. I just don't know if there's A tier, because remember, we got guys like Yao Ming on this list, and so I don't want to hype up at too many cards, but those cards are both really good. Does Tobias Harris fit that mold, or do I go Tobias Harris at B tier and Rui and Cam at A tier? I think that's what I want to do. I don't know, though. I just think Rui and Cam Johnson give you a little bit more than Tobias Harris. But, again, that's just my personal opinion. Xavier Tillman's just too small. It's that simple. The card's not horrible, but 6'7", like, he's just too small. Aaron Gordon stinks. D tier. I mean, I guess maybe you could put him at C tier because of his size. I just think Aaron Gordon's not very good in my team. Alex English is better than Aaron Gordon, probably better than Pat Connaughton. B tier, I guess. I don't like Alex English, but with that being said, I can't sit here and slander him that much. He probably is deserving of B tier. Al Horford, is he A tier? Probably is B tier, but Al Horford's release is going to be one you should be chick with. I think his green window is one of the biggest in my team in general. And within that, like, you should be able to green shots, that you should be able to have success with it, and he should be able to hold it down for you defensively. Şengün up next, GOAT tier. There's no questions asked. I mean, for Galaxy Opals, he's got to be GOAT tier. One of the best point guards in the game. Sad part is, or the hard part is, not sad, we got a lot of other out-of-position point guards, right? Iggy, right? We got Jokic, we got Joe, we got all of these new point guards. We have Ousmane Dieng, like all of these point guards that are just absolutely incredible in my team. Iggy has to be A tier though. Andre Iguodala up next. I mean, I don't make the rules. He might have to be GOAT tier too because he's better than Rui and Cam Johnson. I go as far as saying maybe not anymore, but Iggy or AK for his time was one of the best small forwards in the entire game. Now, obviously, with AG in the game, some things change on that, but I do still think he is GOAT tier. And I also think Anton Jamison's GOAT tier. Some people might disagree with me on that. And again, I'm recording this. It's important to know. I'm recording this on Friday morning. So, like, right after leaks happen, right before gameplay. So, if any of the new NBA playoff cards came out, got evoed, obviously don't have them on this list. Anton Jamison looks incredible. I hope he plays as good as he looks. Domination reward Ant. It's basically your Ant before the Evo. Not very good. Honestly, I guess C tier, but he's not very good. Both Sabonis are incredible. Okay, one's better than the other. I'll give you guys credit on that. This Sabonis has to be A tier. I'm putting this Sabonis at GOAT tier. If Brook Lopez is GOAT tier, Sabonis has to be GOAT tier as well. Now, I will say a lot of people are mad that Sabonis has a Kyle Anderson upper on his jump shot. Is it the end of the world? No. Is it something that people can and are justified to be mad about? Yes. I mean, I can't sit here and say his release is good, anything like that. So, sure. I mean, it's justifiable. Benedict Mathurin up next. I'm going to throw him at B tier. He's not the worst card we've seen, but for a limited reward for spending all that time, it's really disrespectful that they gave you a card. Benedict Mathurin did not update it. Like, for anybody that grinded limited last season, kind of feel bad for you. Ben Simmons, GOAT tier. Wish Ben Simmons could figure it out in the NBA, but in 2K, I mean, it's pretty easy. The card's, what, 6'11"? Really, really good in my team, and we're not that far away from a new Ben Simmons. Ben Wallace up next. I mean, he's better than Kevin Love. I'll give him B tier. I think he's just undersized, and that, definitely does hurt his value. But he's still not bad, right? He's undersized, still not horrible in my team. He does belong in B tier. Billy Knight is a card I really rate highly, and I'm gonna put him at a GOAT tier right now. The ability is, or the thing is, he might get moved down. We'll see. And again, I'm recording this, so watch my Anton Jamison gameplay, see my take on him, because I could be completely wrong on him, but I think he's going to be really good. Billy Knight is incredible. Bob Nedelecki, Chicken Man Bob. I think he's better than Ben Wallace. I'll give him A tier. I'm gonna put him in the same tier as Ben Wallace. Look, he's a better shooter than Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace is going to be better defenseman. I'll put them both at B tier. Bradley Beal, not very good. I'll put him at C tier. 6'3". Can't stand him done. C tier is as high as I can go. Brandon Ingram up next, and I feel like I've been lower on Brandon Ingram than I should be. I think he's that Alex English tier, Benedict Mathurin tier, better than Ant and Aaron Gordon, but still not great in my team. Chet up next, I'm throwing Chet at B tier. Not as good as that heroic Sabonis. It's that simple. A lot of people do like Chet and run Chet, but I think a lot of that is because a lot of people open those stellar pack odds and have an unactionable Chet. So they're just running him because technically at this stage he's free, right? You can't do anything with him. This Dame, I'll put him at D tier. Not the worst card in the world, just not great. Danny Ferry, GOAT tier. I might have a lot of GOAT tier Galaxy Opals. It's the way it's going to have to be because Danny Ferry is incredible. Especially if you get that release down. He's chicken, plays good defense as an all-around card, really solid. Both DeMarcus Cousins, for me, are going to go in A tier. I think at the power forward position, he has a wide enough player model to be A tier. I'll take him over Ben Wallace, Al Horford. Not great, but solid enough to be A tier. Dennis Rodman stinks. This deadlift shrimp, I got absolutely cooked by him the other day. I'm going to go A tier because I think deadlift's just as good as Rui, if not better. This Dennis Rodman stinks. Dennis Rodman, I'm going to go C tier, I guess, because he's going to play some defense, but Dennis Rodman stinks. Domantas Sabonis, although he is 7'1", at the time I'm recording this, doesn't have an Evo. I'm going to go B tier. He's 7-1, so he can compete a little better. But again, there's not enough with the card to put him any higher than that. Don O at this stage, I guess I'll go... I mean, at this stage, D tier. I don't see it with Don O. Maybe he's better than Bradley Beal. I'd have to really go deep into that, but I don't know. I'm not willing to do that. Donovan Mitchell, D tier as well. I put 2 Draymonds on here. We'll drag it to the end of this. Donovan Mitchell, D tier as well. There was a time where Donovan Mitchell ran the game. The time is not now, though. Draymond Green. Ooh, is he... I think Draymond Green's A tier. And as much as I don't necessarily love Draymond anymore, I used him for a long time on my Nobody Spent, and he held it down. I think I got to go A tier with him. Drazen Petrovic up next. I mean, he got a new release. I guess I throw him a B tier again. I don't know. I haven't used a ton of the card, but I know he got a new release. I'll put him at B tier, give him the benefit of the doubt. Eddie Jones. Steady Eddie up next. Another guy I put a duplicate of, which is fine. I'd rather have duplicates than not have him at all. Eddie Jones. He's got to be GOAT tier. He's got to be right up there with Billy Knight. Between him and Billy Knight, it's really preference. I've just been using Billy Knight lately because I've had some success with him. Probably need to rotate Eddie Jones in, though. And just, because look, my team's all about having fun. So you don't want to get too tired of using a card. But, I mean, Eddie Jones, Billy Knight, both really solid in my team. Mobley Man up next. I'm going A tier with Mobley Man. Again, before his Evo, I don't know what it'll look like after the Evo. But I do rate Evan Mobley decently high in my team. I think as an overall card, he is solid in my team. And you know, you can use him and have a lot of success with him because he's going to play a lot of defense for you. James Harden up next, B tier. I mean, at this stage, I just don't think James Harden is as impactful of a player as he once was. That's not me saying James Harden's bad. That's not me saying you can't use him. I'm just saying once upon a time, he was the best 3 hunting type of point guard in my team, and that's just not the case anymore. Vince Carter up next. Vince Carter's got to go A tier. I mean, as far as shooting guards are concerned, I still think Billy Knight's better. I think Eddie Jones at this stage is better, but somebody could argue Vince is an S tier Galaxy Opal in my team, and I personally, I think that that argument can be had, and I'm personally not going to be one to slander anybody if that is personally what they believe. I just don't think that's necessarily the case, right? I think there are better options as Eddie Jones, Billy Knight in my team, even Anton Jameson, but the cards are still really solid in my team. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I think at this stage he's B tier. I've had my Shai moments in my team where I love the card. I just think at this stage of my team, it's really hard to hype him up any more than I've had. Like, I've hyped up that card so much all throughout the year. And again, I just think at this stage, it's really hard for me to hype him up anymore. Release is good, but his player model just isn't as good as it should be. Ray Allen, I'm throwing him in B tier. Ray Allen, once upon a time, was solid. But for me, it's more so of just like, I mean, the card's mid. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that. But I don't see it with them anymore. Like, a lot of people really do love Ray Allen. A lot of people think Ray Allen's absolutely incredible, this and that. I'm just not one to get behind that. I mean, the card's fine in general. And you can use and have success with Ray Allen. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying, I got him on my No Money Spent, and I don't use him anymore. I just think there are cards that can do a better job of being that primary ball handler than Ray Allen can. Carmelo Anthony up next. I guess I'll throw him a B tier. Look, Melo is solid in my team. You can use him and have some success with him. I just don't know if he is that next level good. And that's not me, again, trying to slander him, talk crazy on him. That's just my opinion on the card in general. He's fine. You can use him and have success with him. I just don't necessarily know if he is that next level good. Brooklyn Bridges up next, man. The Brooklyn Nets have been throwing that series. I feel like they get up in every game and then end up throwing it. I guess I'll throw him a B tier. I don't love Bridges in my team, but he is deserving of a B tier. Rudy up next. I love Rudy. He's A tier. Right up there with Deadlift. Right up there with Cam Johnson. You could even say he's with Danny Ferry, AK, but I'm going to go A tier with him. Josh Smith plays defense, but he's right there with Dennis Rodman. You can't convince me that people can green that shot consistently. Because if I can't green it, y'all can't green it. Danny Granger up next. I'll throw Danny Granger at B tier. I think the card's solid enough. At least he can shoot the ball better than a guy like Josh Smith in my team. MPJ, I think MPJ's got to go. MPJ's a tough one. I think I got to go B tier at this stage with MPJ. I just don't love him. Jonathan Isaac, I'd be borderline GOAT tier. I'm going to throw him at A tier. But again, if you want to put Jonathan Isaac in GOAT tier, I don't have a problem with this. Spicy P right there with Josh Smith. Releases are just horrible on both of those cards. Like, it's honestly that simple. Tyler Hansbrough, I mean, I guess I'll throw him a B tier. I never really got the hang of Tyler Hansbrough. Never really loved the card. Probably solid enough in my team. Leitner, I've shot the ball one time with Christian Leitner, and I thought that release was gross. Is that me saying he's bad? No, but I really did not like that release. Blake Griffin, I'm going to go C tier with him. What is he really doing on the court for you? It's supposed to be great offensively, and his player amount is good, but his defense is absolutely horrible in my team. But again, I got a lot of duplicates. So when we get to the end, guys, there's going to be a lot just of duplicates. So just kind of keep that in the back of your minds. We are really winding things down here. Jokic, I'm glad the new Jokic has the Oscar upper because I could not green with this card. Objectively, I put him at B tier because a lot of people do love this Galaxy Opal Jokic at that center power forward position. I was one to never get that release down, though. Nate Thurmond, I think we got to go B tier with Nate Thurmond as well. A card that, I mean, plays a lot of defense, stuff like that. And his release isn't even that bad. He just has a really low 3-ball. E. Jinlian up next. A tier for E. Jinlian. You'd be surprised at how many people still use this card. Why? Because he's chicken man and he's 7 feet tall, right? Defensively isn't as good as he probably should be or I want him to be. But again, he's 7 feet tall. How bad can you truly be? Pau Gasol up next. I'll throw him a B tier. I don't love Pau Gasol, but I do think he does belong in that B tier. Dirk up next. And I think Dirk's A tier. Some people might disagree with me on this, but he's basically another version of E, right? Neither one of them play as good a defense as you'd like, but both tall chicken men in my team. Dirk has a quicker release. E's might be easier to green. Both belonging in that tier. Walker Kessler up next, B tier. A lot of people still run him just because they locked in that set. He's fine. Not great in my team. All right, let's get some of these low tier cards in. Jerry Lucas is horrible. D tier. Let's see. Is there anybody else on this that I'm just like, this card stinks. He's horrible. Jordan Poole is not very good. Throw him in C tier though. He's not that bad because he has a little bit of height to him. Spencer Haywood's not very good. Is he? Oh, okay. Sean Livingston's not who I meant to grab. I meant to grab Spencer Haywood. He's not good, but he's still probably C tier. Like, what is Dennis Rodman doing more than Spencer Haywood? Honestly. So I mean, I'm gonna bring some guys down. I think this is what I'm going to do. Because these two cards at their respective positions, I think, are worse than the rest. Jerry Lucas is horrible, too. I'm going to move Jerry Lucas down to F tier. So, this is where I got right now. Let's keep it rolling. Purvis Ellison, I think we all know where Mr. Purvis Ellison is going. He's going into S tier. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I said it when Purvis came out. I think he's the best small forward in the game at that time. Obviously not now, but still deserving of a GOAT tier. If you got him, definitely still should be running him. Pistol Pete Maravich, I mean, at this stage, I accidentally moved Bob Nedelecki up. But at this stage, Pistol Pete's B tier, I think. He just is. His player amount is not that good to compete defensively. It is what it is. Magic Johnson, how they fallen, man. I want to put Magic Johnson at GOAT tier, but he's A tier. Not Sabonis. Şengün and Simmons are just better than Magic is. Gary Payton, I still think is B tier. I know he's only 6'4", stuff like that, but still has a trade fade, has some things going for him. I do think he is deserving of B tier. This Russell Westbrook at this stage is C tier. Wish I could be higher on him, but I can't. He's C tier. Gonna dunk the ball still well for you, but C tier it is. Franz Wagner, never used the card, but I do love Franz in my team. Gonna throw him at A tier. I think the card is really solid in my team. For a reward, I mean, definitely could be better, but I think A tier is definitely appropriate. Giannis Antetokounmpo up next. For Giannis, it's really tough. I gotta put him with Jonathan Isaac in A tier. You could move Jonathan Isaac, could move Giannis to GOAT tier, and I wouldn't have a problem with it. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move Ferry down because I like Purvis and AK more, so it is what it is. I gotta move him down. I don't necessarily want to, but I got to. Right? I like Ferry, but it is what it is. You could argue Giannis is better. Glenn Rice up next. I'm gonna go A tier, but at the top of A tier, I again just give this slight edge to Eddie Jones, Billy Knight, and that's just a me personal preference thing. As I've used all these cards, if you like Glenn Rice, he can still go out there and give you buckets or give your opponent buckets, if that's what you want to say. Gordon Hayward. I mean, I've used the card, but not as good as he should be, B tier. I mean, he's tall, but just not as good as he should be. Gus the Bush should be better than he was. Card's not very good, B tier. Hedo Turkoglu should be way better than he is. And you guys might be surprised, he's A tier. I mean, this Hedo is A tier. The other Hedo, he's not on this list, probably would be GOAT tier, but he's just not as good as he should be. Especially this Hedo defensively leaves a lot to be desired. The new Hedo, again, probably is GOAT tier, so just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. I forgot to put him on this list, but Hero Hedo probably is GOAT tier. Jalen Williams, I just don't rate him highly. I mean, I guess I'm going to go C tier with Jalen Williams. I just really don't like the card. I don't. Jaren Jackson Jr., B tier. He has a good player model, player build. I mean, I wish his release maybe was a little bit better. I'm going to put him right there. Jerry West, honestly, is not that bad, but he's D tier because he's so small, right? Height runs the game, and how do I tell you, Jerry West doesn't have a lot of it. Joel Embiid, I don't like him in my team. I'm going to go, I guess I'll go B tier. Definitely not a power forward. You got to play him at center because him at the power forward position is not ideal in my team. I'm telling you guys how it is. Joel Embiid at power forward is a guy that I definitely would think twice about using. He can't really move at all. And so just kind of keep that in the back of your guys' minds as we go through this. If you want to run Joel Embiid, definitely do so at that center position. John Wall up next, and I like John Wall, but he's B tier. Like, I like him offensively. He can move and groove. He's decent in general. But again, I can't go any higher than a B tier. Josh Giddey up next. I like Josh Giddey. Is he A tier, though? That's the question of the day. He's 6'8". No, I mean, no, he is A tier. He is. His release is a push shot, but again, he's going to play good enough defense. He's A tier. Karl Anthony Towns, as much as I like Cat, I mean, B tier. This Cat's better because he's 7 feet tall. I just hope he starts hooping in the playoffs, and I hope at this time you're watching this, he had a good game 3 and bounce back. Otherwise, I don't know what to even say. This KG, obviously we just got a new KG. This KG is still A tier. You could even put him in, honestly, at the power forward position, he's still GOAT tier. For Galaxy Opals, it's that simple. At the power forward position, not many better than KG. Kuz up next. Kuz is A tier at the small forward position. Has a chicken release in my team. Is really cheap too. I think he is deserving of that A tier. Hero Kuz, I mean, people are going to argue S tier. I'm leaving him in A tier. I still would prefer Purvis and AK over him in my personal opinion. Luka Doncic, the card stinks. He's 6'7" though, so I guess I'll give him C tier, but card definitely does leave a lot to be desired in my team. Yao Ming, easy addition into GOAT tier. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're going to have 3 centers in GOAT tier, but I don't care. Yao Ming should have a tier of his own, and I'm just going to do that, bro. I'm going to do it because, let's be honest, nobody is Yao. So we're going to have a Yao tier at the top, and it's just going to be for Yao Ming. Like, I'm sorry. Got to be what it's got to be, and let's just give him a new color. Let's give Yao. Let's give him pink, man. Or purple, I should say. Let's just make Yao that bad. Peja up next. Peja's tall, can shoot the ball. I'll give him B tier. I haven't used enough of Peja to really have an honest opinion, but I think he probably is B tier. Rashard Lewis, I think, leaves a little more to be desired than a guy like Peja. Still put him at B tier, but I do not love Rashard Lewis. Ricky Davis, he's not B tier. Let me tell you, I like Ricky Davis in my team. Ricky Davis going all the way up to A tier, and honestly, I'm putting Ricky Davis in GOAT tier. He's right up there with Eddie Jones, Billy Knight, and might even be better than them. I mean, I'm using Billy Knight over Ricky right now. Why? Because he's free. It's no more than that. Rudy Fernandez at the point guard position is pretty solid. Still think he's B tier. He's A tier. I'll give Rudy A tier. Has a good release. Just does a little bit more at 6'6". Sam Decker, gotta go C tier with Sam Decker. But his release is chick. I just don't love his player model, player build as an overall card in my team. Scotty Barnes up next, and I guess I'll throw Scotty Barnes in A tier. I've never been one to love or hype up Scotty Barnes, but I respect him enough to put him in that A tier. Scottie Pippen is still underrated in my team, and that's by me. Like, I underrate Scottie Pippen. He's A tier, but if you want to put him in GOAT tier, I have no problem with it over Billy Knight or Eddie Jones. Scottie Pippen is that good in my team. Steve Nash, C tier. No, you know what? Steve Nash is D tier. He stinks. Tracy McGrady, they hold him so badly. I'm putting him down here D tier. They hold him, and maybe it's just me being mad, but they didn't give him the appropriate SIGs at the time I'm recording this. Maybe they'll update him, but right now, I'm mad about the T-Mac situation. Big Z up next. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Big Z, 7'3" at the shooting guard. He's a GOAT tier card. I mean, you can say, well, Ty, Big Z can't move. Big Z can't do this. Big Z can't do that. He's got a good release, and he's 7'3" at the end of the day. Last, certainly not least, Sean Livingston, Galaxy Opal Unlimited Reward. I mean, Sean Livingston is GOAT tier. I'm sorry, we have a lot of cards at GOAT tier, but that's my opinion. If a card is one of the top players at their position in their Galaxy Opal, I'm gonna put them at GOAT tier. It is that simple. So that's it for our tier list, guys. Like, if you get a really zoomed out picture of this is ultimately what it looks like. I know, kind of crazy that we have this many people on a tier list, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Over 100 Galaxy Opals ranked, and this is how I ended up ranking them. Let me know your thoughts on the tier list down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're doing it. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.